Hi, I'm Shana Galen, and on behalf of myself and Vanessa Kelly, Teresa Romaine, and Kate Noble, I want to thank you for pre ordering A Gentleman for All Seasons. And as a bonus um, reward for you, I am going to read a scene from my novella called The Summer of Wine and Scandal. And my novella is about a London dandy, and his name is Peregrine Lockley, and he has been exiled from London by his father, who is tired of his misdeeds. And while he is staying with his friend Bertram Gage at the Friar's house in Hemshaw, he meets a farmer's daughter named Caroline Martin, and she has a secret. And this is a little section between the two of them during a dinner party at the Friar's house, which is being let by Mr. and Miss Gage, who are brother and sister. Carol Martin's gaze met his when the men returned, but before Lockley could find a way to approach her, he was drawn into a conversation about King George and his illness, which led to a discussion of the king's profligate son. As Lockley had drunk with the Prince Regent on more than one occasion, he could offer insight as to the regent's preferred wines. The gentlemen and ladies decided they might like to taste the regent's favorite wine. Lockley happened to have brought a bottle and had considered serving it at dinner, then changed his mind. Consequently, it was in his bedchamber and not the wine cellar. He retired to his room to fetch the bottle. His task completed, when he opened the bedchamber door, bottle in hand, Carol Martin stood outside. "Oh!" Her eyes widened and her mouth formed the shape of her exclamation. "I'm terribly sorry. I must have made a mistake." "Were you looking for me?" he asked. "No, no, of course not." "That's a disappointment," he said in a light tone he did not feel. "Miss Gage said she was not feeling well, but she did not want to alarm her brother. She asked me to fetch a tonic from her bedchamber." "Miss Gage said she did not feel well?" He rubbed a knuckle over his chin. "Yes, I thought she said to turn right at the landing, but she must have said left." "Oh, I doubt that," Lockley said, leaning a shoulder against the door frame. He could hug Miss Gage. "What room did she say was hers?" "This one, second from the end." "Miss Martin, you do not know Miss Gage well, so please believe me when I say you made no mistake. Georgie sent you to my room, not hers." She shook her head. "But why would she do that?" "Because she has a reputation as a matchmaker. She obviously saw we have an interest in each other and sought to find a way to give us a moment alone." "But I don't." He took her gloved hand, which silenced her. "Please do not say you have no interest in me. My pride is hurt enough already. Suffice it to say, I have an interest in you." Her eyes narrowed. "Then perhaps the two of you are in league, and you planned this in order to lure me away." "To lure you away?" He released her hand. "You make it sound as if I have some nefarious plan. May I remind you that it was your father who suggested I fetch the bottle of wine, and your brother who asked after the regent's preferences. I would have preferred to stay in the drawing room so I might have the opportunity of speaking with you. Oh, you men are all the same. Is every woman an object for your game of seduction?" "I hardly call this conversation or us meeting here a game of seduction. I assure you, were I to seduce you, this is not at all how I would go about it. I do not have any interest in your methods of seduction, sir. If you would simply direct me to Miss Gage's room, I would be grateful." "I'm afraid I don't know which room is hers. The ladies' wing is on the other side of the landing. I can have a maid show you, if you'd like." He found a maid and placed Miss Martin in her safekeeping, then made his way back to the drawing room. Lockley didn't fail to notice Georgie's gaze on him. He gave her an annoyed look and opened the bottle of wine. He poured everyone a glass, including Miss Martin, who had returned by then. For once he did not even taste the wine. What the devil had she meant in saying all men were the same? Had many men tried to seduce her? Had any been successful? She obviously did not have pleasant memories of the interlude. Had she been forced or treated roughly then? The thought made him unaccountably angry. He was so angry, in fact, he drank a second glass of the regent's wine, again without tasting it, and gave the Martins barely a civil goodbye. That's a little excerpt from The Summer of Wine and Scandal, and I hope you enjoy the novella.